I don't realize I'm trembling until Emma squeezes my hand. Her small fingers curl around mine, warm and trusting, grounding me in a world that hasn't felt safe in months. Aunt Nora, she whispers, her voice thin beneath the hum of the market. Why does your hand feel scared? I swallow hard. I don't want her to see the fear clawing at my throat, the panic twisting in my stomach, the truth I've been running from across 3 states. But the words won't come out. Not the truth, not the lies either. All I manage is a soft, shaky, "It's okay, sweetheart. We're fine." But we both know it isn't true. The Santa Fe artisan market is beautiful, too beautiful, for the dread creeping up my spine. Colourful fabric banners flutter in the breeze. Turquoise jewellery glints under the harsh sun. The smell of roasted chilies mixes with dust and laughter. People drift past us with the kind of ease that comes from believing the world is kind. A world I don't live in anymore. I force myself to breathe, to look normal, to blend in. But my eyes keep searching faces, shadows, reflections in glass. I know he's here. I can feel it like a weight pressing between my shoulder blades. Vince always finds me. A man I once thought was harmless. Just a friend of a friend. Someone who needed a small favor. A ride. A drop-off. An envelope. It's nothing illegal, he'd said with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. Just helping a guy out. I was stupid. I was lonely. I wanted to believe people meant well. And now I'm a loose thread in a world that doesn't tolerate loose anything. I tighten my grip on Emma's hand, guiding her between booths, hoping the crowd will swallow us whole. She skips to keep up, curls bouncing, her little backpack shaped like a rabbit jostling behind her. She deserves sunshine and safety and laughter, not this. Look at that one, she says, pointing at a stall covered in silver belt buckles, shaped like horses and eagles. I try to smile for her. I really do. But my heart stops mid-beat. Because someone stands beside that stall. Someone who doesn't belong here. Not with the tourists. Not with the artists. He stands perfectly still. Hands in the pockets of tailored black slacks. Sleeves of a dark shirt rolled to his forearms. He looks like he stepped out of some other world. Entirely quiet power. Controlled strength. Danger carved into the stillness of his posture. His hair is jet black. Slightly mussed, as if someone tugged on it in frustration. His jaw is sharp. His face emotionless, until he lifts his eyes and looks directly at me. Not at Emma. Not around us. At me. A strange sensation ripples through my chest, like he's reading the panic I've been hiding. Like he sees more than he should. There's no lust in his stare. No predatory interest. Just recognition. As if he knows fear. As if he knows me. I jerk my gaze away. Heat rising to my cheeks. Emma. Of course. Notices everything grown-ups wish she wouldn't. Aunt Nora. She says, much too loudly. Why does that man look lonely? My heart plummets. The man hears her. Of course he does. His expression shifts only slightly. But enough to change everything. A flicker of something soft. Almost human. Edges into his eyes, before disappearing just as quickly. He doesn't smile. He doesn't frown. He just watches us. I pull Emma closer. Ready to move. Ready to disappear again. But I never get the chance. A reflection flashes in the chrome bumper of a parked car, a blur of a face I know too well. My breath catches in my chest. Icing over every thought. Vince. He found me. He found us. My legs lock. My throat closes. Emma feels the shift and looks up at me with wide eyes. Aunt Nora. I can't answer. Panic pushes at my ribs like trapped wings. I know what happens if he reaches us. I know what he's capable of. I know what he wants. But then, everything changes. Footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. Not behind me. In front. The man in the black shirt steps into our path with a smooth, practiced precision, effortless, but commanding. He positions himself not too close, not threatening, but undeniably protective, blocking my line of sight from whatever danger he senses behind me. He looks at Emma first, then at me. Only me. "You okay?" he asks quietly. Two simple words, but his voice. It's low, warm, steady in a way that slices right through my panic. I try to answer. I try to sound strong, but my voice cracks. "Yeah, we're fine." He doesn't buy it. I can tell by the way his eyes deepen, darken. He sees right through me, through the fear, the lies, the trembling beneath my skin. Emma blurts again, completely unfiltered. "Why do you look sad?" He could laugh. He could walk away. He could pretend he didn't hear her. But he doesn't. He holds my gaze instead. Something unreadable crossing his features. Like he's trying to understand something about me that even I don't fully understand. Then a voice slices through the air like a blade. "Nora." My entire body locks. Emma presses into my side. Vince is close. Too close. The man, this stranger, doesn't turn. He studies my reaction first. He reads every tremor, every ounce of fear I'm trying to swallow. And then he moves. One step forward. His body shifts between us and the footsteps approaching behind. A shield. A wall. A silent guardian I never asked for. "Move." Vince snaps. He's nearly behind me now. The stranger speaks without raising his voice. "No." Just that. One word. A line drawn. Unbreakable. Vince scoffs. Taking another step closer. "You don't know who you're dealing with." The stranger finally turns his head slowly. Deliberately. A shadow crosses his face. Dark and dangerous. But controlled like a coiled storm. "Oh. I know." He says quietly. "But I'm guessing you don't." Vince falters. Actually falters. The color drains from his face. And for the first time in months, I watch Vince, the man who has stalked me like a shadow, take a step back. The stranger's stare doesn't waver. Power rolls off him in a silent, lethal way that doesn't need volume or violence. He doesn't raise a fist. He doesn't threaten. He simply exists. And Vince retreats. One step. 2. 3. Then vanishes into the crowd. My knees nearly give out. The stranger turns back to me. His voice softer now. "We need to get you and the child somewhere safe." I shake my head. Breath shaking. "I don't even know you." "You don't have to." He says, "I'm helping you." "Why?" He hesitates. "Barely. But I feel it." Then he answers. His voice low. Almost pained. "Because someone once helped me when I didn't deserve it either." Emma slips out of my grasp, and before I can stop her, takes his hand. The man looks down at her. And something in his expression changes. Softens. Breaks just a little. "You're safe now," he tells her. And I don't know why. I don't know how. But I believe him. Against every instinct. Every warning. Every scar. I believe him. He turns slightly. Giving me space. Letting me choose. "Come with me," he says gently. For a moment. The world is suspended, sun glaring. Market buzzing. My heart pounding in my ears. Emma looks at me with quiet trust. The man watches me with steady patience. And I take a single step toward him. One step that feels like falling off a cliff and being caught at the same time. As we walk away, Emma's small hand in his and my breath trembling in my chest. I realize something terrifying. The danger behind me isn't the only thing my heart is racing for. Something about this man, this stranger who stepped into the storm, pulls at me with a force I don't understand. And deep down, beneath the fear and the exhaustion, I'm afraid of something new. Something dangerous in its own right. I'm afraid of how much I already trust him. And the story is only just beginning. Adrian drives without speaking for a long time. The desert sun sliding across the windshield in harsh gold slashes. The road stretches endlessly ahead of us. The kind of empty that makes the world feel too quiet. Too exposed. Emma has fallen asleep in the back seat, her head tipped to the side. Her small hand still loosely holding the stuffed rabbit she brought from home. It's the first moment of silence I've had in weeks. And the only thing louder than the quiet is my heartbeat. Adrian's hands grip the wheel with a calmness that feels impossible. Like storms obey him, instead of the other way around. Every so often, his eyes flick to the mirror, not at me, but at the road behind us. He's watching for a tail. He's watching for danger. He's watching for Vince. I try to form the question that's been lodged in my throat since the market. But the words don't cooperate. They feel fragile. Like saying them out loud might shatter whatever strange bubble of safety we're in. He finally breaks the silence first. "You don't have to be afraid right now," he says softly. Something in me loosens. Not much, but enough. I'm not afraid. I lie. He glances at me. One brief, unreadable look that sees straight through it. "You've been running too long," he murmurs. "Your body doesn't know how to stop." I turn my face toward the window, embarrassed by how true it is. "Where are we going?" I whisper. "A place no one will find you," he answers, and for the first time since this nightmare started, I almost believe that could be real. Adrian's home appears at the end of a narrow dirt road, tucked behind desert brush, a low, modern adobe house, with warm earth-toned walls and wide glass windows that catch the light like polished stone. It's beautiful in a quiet, lonely way. A place built for someone who doesn't expect company. A place meant to stay hidden. When we step inside, the air is cool. Still. I said, no photos. No clutter. Just space and silence. Emma wakes slowly in Adrian's arms as he carries her inside. She blinks up at him with sleep-heavy eyes, then nestles her face against his chest, without hesitation. The sight of it, God, something inside me cracks. This man, this dangerous man, holds her like she's made of sunlight. He sets her gently on a couch, tucks a blanket over her, and turns to me. His expression is carefully neutral, but his eyes dark, focused, hold questions he hasn't asked. "You're safe here," he says again. I believe him more this time. I sink into one of his chairs, my nerves unraveling now that the adrenaline is fading. My hands shake uncontrollably, and before I can hide them, Adrian kneels in front of me. "Tell me what happened," he says. I don't want to. I don't want to relive it. I don't want to see the judgment in his eyes when he realizes how stupid I was. But his voice steady. Patient makes it impossible not to. It was supposed to be nothing. I whisper. "A favor." A single envelope. His brows tighten slightly. Not in anger. In understanding. "Go on," he says. I swallow the shame knotting in my throat. I didn't look inside. I didn't ask questions. I didn't want to know. I wanted to help someone. His jaw flexes. He already knows where this story is going. It wasn't just a message. I say, whatever was in that envelope, he used it to hurt someone. To blackmail them. I don't know the details. I just know that after it happened, he came back and said I owed him. The words spill out faster now. Heavy with guilt. He started calling. Showing up. following me. I moved out of my apartment. I stayed with my sister. And when he found out she left the country and I was taking care of Emma, my voice cracks. He said he would use her to make me cooperate. Adrian closes his eyes, like the thought of it hits a part of him he doesn't let anyone see. When he opens them again, something dangerous gleams there. He won't touch her. He says quietly, "Or you." I shake my head. Tears gathering. You don't know him. You don't know what I know men like him. Adrian interrupts softly. Because I used to work for them. The room goes still. Cold. Sharp. He doesn't look away when he says it. He doesn't flinch. He just lets the truth sit between us. For years. He continues. I was part of the same network he belongs to. A different branch. Different territory. But the same kind of men. Men who think fear is a weapon. Men who think people are tools. And you left, I whisper. He nods once. Slow. I got out 3 years ago. It wasn't easy. It wasn't clean. And it wasn't without cost. There's pain there deep. Buried. But unmistakable. So when I say they fear people like me, his voice lowers. I mean it. I look at him differently then, not as a stranger who stepped in front of danger, but as a man who's carried it. Survived it. Broken free of it. Why are you helping me, I ask? Unable to stop myself. His answer is immediate. Soft. And devastating. Because someone helped me once. He says. When I didn't deserve it either. The room blurs for a moment. From exhaustion. From relief. From the first flicker of hope I've felt in months. And then, I break. Quiet at first. Then in trembling waves, months of fear. Guilt. And isolation spill out all at once, until I'm clutching my arms around myself, just to stay upright. Adrian doesn't touch me at first. He gives me time, space to let it happen. But when a strand of hair falls across my face, he reaches out slowly, giving me every chance to pull away, and tucks the curl behind my ear, with a touch so gentle, it steals my breath. It's such a small thing. A barely there brush of fingertips, but it feels like something inside me has been seen. Held. Protected. Across the room. Emma sleeps peacefully, beneath the blanket he tucked around her. Her chest rising and falling with innocent trust. A trust I've never earned. A trust he doesn't realize he's already carrying. For a moment, just a moment, the world feels still. Then Adrian's phone buzzes. He pulls it from his pocket. Glances at the screen. And his entire body changes. Tenses. Hardens. What is it, I whisper. He turns the phone so I can see. A message. No name. Just a number. Cold words glowing on the screen, like a warning from the dark. You should have walked away. We're coming for her, and the child. The floor tilts beneath me. Emma. Adrian's eyes sharpen into something lethal, quietly lethal. The way storms gather before they strike. We don't have much time. He says. Adrian, stay behind me. His tone leaves no room for argument. He moves across the room with purpose. Opening a drawer flush with the wall. The soft metallic click of a gun fills the silence. And the hairs on my arms rise. Then a shadow glides past the glass wall. Adrian curses under his breath. Steps in front of me. And pulls me close behind him. The air thickens. Heavy with danger. A second shadow. A third. Then the world explodes. Shattering glass. Gunshots cracking through the night like lightning. Emma waking with a scream. Adrian moves before I even comprehend it, shielding me with his body. Grabbing Emma with the other arm. Pushing us toward the back exit, as bullets tear through the quiet sanctuary of his home. For a heartbeat. I see the man he used to be, the one criminals still fear. A force. A storm. A weapon carved to protect, not destroy. Run, he orders. Voice, low and fierce. The night blurs around us, shouts. If footsteps. The sting of desert air against my face. I feel his hand on my back. Is steering us. Guarding us. Refusing to let us fall. And then, everything goes dark. When I wake, the world is silent. A cheap motel ceiling stares back at me. Tinted orange by the sunrise, leaking through thin curtains. My body aches. My head throbs. Emma is curled beside me. Safe. Warm. Breathing softly. Adrian is nowhere. His absence fills the room like a ghost. Like a wound. On the chair by the door. I see his shirt, the one he wrapped around Emma to protect her from glass stained with blood I pray isn't his. My throat clenches. My chest twists. He saved us. He got us out. He faced the danger alone. And now he's gone. The storm he tried so hard to keep away is still out there. And he's facing it without me. Without us. Act 2 ends not with peace, but with the quiet before the next storm, and the fear that the man who protected us might never walk back through the door. The first thing I learnt about starting over is that it doesn't feel like starting over at all. It feels like waking up in someone else's life and pretending it's yours. In Sedona. The rocks glow red at sunset like ancient gods. And tourists take pictures of the sky as if it's a miracle. For me, the miracle is smaller. It's Emma's laughter in the mornings. It's the sound of her little feet hitting the floor as she runs to the kitchen. Hair messy. Eyes bright. It's the way she says, "We're safe now." Right. Aunt Nora. And how I say, "Yeah. Baby. We're safe." Even when my chest still tightens every time a car slows near our building. My name isn't Nora Lane anymore. On paper. I'm someone else, someone with a new last name. A new job. A new address. I work at a small design shop off the main street. Filling windows with colour and fonts and art for people who have enough money to care about how their dreams look. It's quiet work. Safe. Predictable. The kind of life I used to think I wanted. Emma loves it here. She loves the way the red rocks look like castles. The way the sky turns pink. The way the lady at the corner bakery always adds an extra sugar cookie by accident. She started calling this place home faster than I did. At night. After homework and dishes and bath time. I read her stories in our small apartment, overlooking a parking lot that somehow still looks beautiful when the sun hits it just right. And every night, without fail, she does the same thing. She walks to the living room window, pulls the blinds up an inch or two, and checks the street, in case he comes back. She murmurs, "Emma." I say softly, "You know Adrian's probably busy being brave." She interrupts. Her voice is so certain it hurts. She leaves the blinds cracked open and climbs into bed. Hugging the stuffed rabbit Adrian bought her back in Santa Fe. She never let me wash it. It still smells faintly like dust, and something cedar clean that always clung to him. When she falls asleep, I sit in the soft glow of the lamp and stare at the shirt draped over the chair in the corner. His shirt. Black. Expensive. Torn from shattered glass and stained with dried blood. I found it folded on the motel chair the morning I woke up. Like he wanted to leave something of himself behind, in case he didn't make it. I ran my fingers over the brownish stains more times than I can count, tracing the proof that he'd put himself between me and danger, between Emma and the bullets, between us and the world I dragged to his door. He didn't vanish to abandon us. He left to draw the darkness away. I know that. I know it the way I know how many steps it takes to reach Emma's room in the middle of the night. The way I know the sound of his voice will never fully leave my head. "Stay behind me. You don't have to trust me." I'll protect you anyway. I wanted to come back home. Home. I close my eyes and press my palm against my sternum. Like maybe I can hold my heart in place if I try hard enough. I tell myself I've moved on. I have a job. I have a routine. I have a little girl who needs me to stay grounded and sane and alive. But some nights, when the desert wind pushes against the windows and the apartment goes too quiet, I lie awake and wonder if he's still breathing under the same sky. I wonder if he remembers the way Emma said his name like it was a promise. I wonder if he remembers the way my voice shook when I told him I didn't know how to stop running. I wonder if he knows that even when I'm walking to work, or making dinner, or laughing at something Emma says, a part of me is still listening for the sound of his footsteps in the hallway. I don't say his name out loud, not even when I'm alone. But sometimes, when the silence gets too loud, I unfold his shirt and hold it against my chest and let myself miss him. Just for a minute, just long enough to remember that the safety I have now exists because he stepped back into the fire I ran from. On a warm afternoon in late spring, the sky comes down a shade softer than usual, turning everything gold. The heat has eased. The air gentle instead of harsh. I close up the design shop, lock the door, and take Emma's hand for the walk home. She chatters about school, about a girl in her class who brought a lizard in her backpack, about the art project they're working on, about how she drew a house with 3 people instead of 2. 3, I ask lightly. Who's the third? She looks up at me with that infuriating, innocent wisdom I've come to know too well. You know, she says simply. I laugh it off. Because what else can I do? We turn the corner, onto our block. The late sunlight casting long shadows across the sidewalk. The red rock formations in the distance look like they're on fire, glowing without burning. And then I see him. At first, my brain refuses to believe it. There, parked along the curb, is a matte black car, sleek, expensive, so clean it looks like it doesn't belong on this dusty street. Leaning against the hood, ankles crossed, arms folded loosely, is a man in a black shirt with rolled up sleeves. His hair is a little longer than I remember. His jaw has more stubble, sharper lines, new angles carved by time and battles I didn't see. And his eyes don't look hunted anymore. They look free. My breath stops. My feet stop. Emma's hand slips out of mine before I can react. Adrian. His head lifts at the sound of her voice. He straightens. And for a heartbeat, he looks almost stunned, like he didn't let himself believe this moment would actually happen. Then Emma is running. She barrels toward him with the full force of 7-year-old faith. He doesn't brace. He doesn't flinch. He just bends, scoops her up mid-leap, and holds her like she's something he's been missing without even realizing it. She laughs. The bright, bubbling sound bouncing off the brick and stone around us. I knew you'd come back, she says, arms wrapped around his neck. His eyes close for a second, and when he opens them again, they shine in a way I've never seen. I hoped I would, he murmurs. I stand 10 paces away, rooted to the sidewalk, my fingers curled uselessly at my sides. I feel like I'm watching someone else's life, someone else's second chance. He sets Emma back down gently, murmurs something that makes her grin, and then he looks at me. Just my name. Carried on a breath I feel more than hear. Nora. I don't trust my voice enough to use it. So I don't. I just stand there. 1,000 thoughts crash into each other in my head. You're alive. You left. You came back. You shouldn't have. Thank God you did. He takes a step toward me. Then another. Slow. Careful. Like every move costs him something. I didn't leave because I wanted to, he says quietly when he's close enough for me to see the faint scar on his forearm. A scar I don't remember. A scar I'm afraid to ask about. I swallow hard. I know. I whisper. He blinks. Surprised. You do, I nod. My eyes burning. You left to burn every bridge they could use to reach us. His chest rises on a sharp inhale. And for the first time since I've known him, he looks unsteady. I had to. He says, I couldn't stay and pretend I was a safe place when I wasn't yet. I had to end what was chasing me before it ever found you again. You could have died. I say, the words breaking apart halfway out of my mouth. I didn't. He answers simply. My vision blurs. Why, I ask. Though, I'm not sure what I'm even asking anymore. He holds my gaze. Voice dropping to something raw. Because I wanted to come back. He says, because I wanted to walk towards something for once, instead of just away from everything. He pauses. Then adds, quieter, because I wanted to come home. Home? The word sinks into me like warmth into frozen skin. Emma tugs the hem of my shirt, pulling my attention down for a moment. Aunt Nora, yes. Baby. She glances between us with that same clear-eyed certainty she had the day she asked why he looked sad. Can Adrian stay with us now? She asks. The world seems to hold its breath. Adrian's face softens. Something almost fragile flickering across his features. He kneels, so he's eye level with her. His posture gentle. Careful. Only if your aunt wants me here. He tells her. Then he lifts his gaze to mine. I've seen him face down armed men without blinking. I've seen him shield us from bullets like it was the only thing he knew how to do. I've seen him walk into danger like it owed him something, but I have never seen him look like this. Vulnerable. Hopeful. Scared in a way that has nothing to do with guns, or enemies, or blood. Just me. Just us. Nora. He says, softly. I can't promise a perfect life. I can't erase what I was, or what I did to get us here. But I can promise you this, if you let me stay. I will spend every day learning how to be someone who doesn't make you run. I'll stand in front of the danger. Not bring it to your door. I'll be a home. Not a hurricane. My heart feels like it's cracking open and healing at the same time. I take a step forward. Then, another. He rises slowly. As if afraid sudden movement might scare me away. His hands hover near my waist. Not quite touching. Waiting for permission he's never asked anyone for before. I close the last bit of space between us. Stay. I whisper. His hands tremble as they finally settle on my hips. Like he can't quite believe this is real. I love you. He breathes. The words sounding like a confession he's been swallowing for far too long. I'm done pretending I don't. My chest aches with something that feels like relief and terror and joy all tangled together. I love you too. I say, the truth falling out of me before fear can catch it, even when I tried not to. He exhales a shaky laugh that sounds more like a man surviving than a man amused. He presses his forehead to mine. Eyes closed. Fingers curling gently into the fabric of my shirt, like he's anchoring himself. Behind us. Emma spins in small circles on the sidewalk. Her laughter, mixing with the distant sounds of cars and birds and wind. The sky glows, a deep, impossible gold. Washing the street in light. For the first time since the day I ran. I'm not looking over my shoulder. I'm not listening for footsteps in the dark. I'm not waiting for the world to shatter. For the first time. The running feels different. I'm not running from anymore. I'm running toward a home that isn't a place, but people, toward a future that doesn't erase the scars, but makes room for them, toward a love that was born in gunfire and fear, but chose to stay in sunlight. Later, when we're walking up the stairs to our apartment, Emma between us, one hand in mine, one hand in Adrian's. I look out at the red rocks blazing under the sinking sun. In my head, I hear my own voice. The one I've used to narrate every chapter of survival up to this point. For the first time, it sounds different. For the first time, I'm not running alone. I think, for the first time, I'm running toward something. A new life. A safer world for a little girl who believes in second chances. A family we found in the ruins of everything that tried to break us. Love born out of danger. Love that stayed. If this story touched you in any way, if you felt the fear, the hope, the tenderness, or the moment he finally came home, please take a second to like the video. It helps more than you know. And if you'd love to hear more stories filled with danger, healing, and the kind of love that chooses you, even in the dark, make sure to subscribe. Leave a comment, and share this with someone who needs a little hope today. Thank you for listening. Your support lets me keep bringing stories like this to life.